like, and subscribe. Welcome to Saints at MUMC. We have a very special guest today. Her name is Beverly Jonas. We call her Bev. Tell us about how you came to this congregation, Monarch and Methodist.
Well, again, like I told you, I said, I know my family's busy and they can't do things.
Yeah.
And I lived up in Monmouth County. So I was about 45 minutes away because both my daughters were down here.
That's right.
And their husbands.
Yeah.
And they were getting a little tired of having to run up there all the time. And then I would...
They needed nanny to take care of their babies.
Yeah, and I had the house that they grew up in. I was living in
our home,
and I had a lot to do. We had a pool to take care of and decking to take care of and a porch, and it was a little much.
Too much for you. Yeah.
And I said, Amy, it was the youngest. The oldest doesn't talk to me this way. She said, it would be much better if you'd moved down by us because if things go wrong, you're there.
Oh, I see.
So I said, well, I was thinking of selling the house, but I wasn't thinking of coming this far south. I was thinking more of staying up there, trying to find something smaller.
That's right.
So then we started looking, and then she found a place. Well, she found Perry's Lakes. And she said to me, come look at these houses.
Yeah.
So I did, and I said, well, yeah, that's not bad. I can move into. So that's what I did. Sold my house, moved to Perry's Lakes. Because I was only 5-10 minutes away from either one of them, they could be the house in no time.
Yeah.
And I stayed there until, last year. When that's like almost 20 years I was in Perry's Lakes.
Oh, I see.
And when I moved down, of course, the first thought I had was,
where the church?
Where do I go to church now?
That's right.
I wasn't driving 45 minutes. I hate that parkway. And so I started riding around the streets, and I saw a sign that said Methodist Church. I thought, well, there I am.
That's right.
So I went in. I went to church service on one Sunday with some very nice ladies that sat in front of me, and they were older, and they probably are no longer with us. I hate to say that, but they actually were very friendly. They had a long conversation. They invited, and it made you feel like
home here.
Yeah, like good. You could come here. They weren't, oh, what are you doing in our church kind of attitude.
You're sitting in my pew too.
Or sitting in my pew. Yes, no one said that to me, which is I've heard that before, and. So I was happy. It seemed like a place I could go, and I brought the girls.
That's good. So I almost hear that you're saying that people are very friendly and welcoming you.
And I have been ever since.
That's right.
I kind of pushed myself on Eileen. She was going to do a Bible study called The Disciples.
Yeah.
Discipleship, and I just joined in. I said a few months.
Now, what year was that? You said about 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I'm thinking of the minister at the time.
My kids were still the girls. All my grandchildren were still in grade school.
Yeah. So you were saying the minister at the time was Vivian Waterford?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and so the kids. I got the kids in, and they all came, and everybody was fine. But then I had a business. My husband had a business, and we were 50% in ownership. And I sold the ownership, and everybody had to get jobs. And Amy took a job with Bed Bath & Beyond, and she ends up working on Sundays.
That's right.
Life has just changed a lot since he died, and we had to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But. Yeah. And again, I sold that house last year because, again, I had too much to take care of. You had to take care of. They took care of cutting your grass, but you had to do everything else.
Yeah.
So I said, well, that's it. So.
All right.
And.
So now in this church, you're involved with the Bible study with Eileen.
Yes, I've stayed in Bible study for.
And you're also part of the Methodist Women too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. And that's just for the folks. Bev, one of the things that I remember was she was very good at delivering flowers.
Oh yeah, I deliver flowers.
Tell us about the flowers. How we do it.
That's the nurturing committee, and you usually volunteer for a month or so, 2 months. I usually do 4 months a year. I'm doing like September, October, and then I forget the next one, March and May.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And we try to find names on the prayer list,
That's
or
right.
if someone knows of someone
Mm-hmm.
that has had a problem during the week. Um, we even do if you're just emotionally upset. I mean, we don't like you don't have to be physically,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah.
sad about something.
Mm-hmm.
If we try to cheer them up, and we take the flowers, you actually try to call ahead
Yeah,
to let them know you're coming.
that's right.
Because a couple times we've been told, somebody asked me what kind of flowers I was bringing, and I told them, and they said, "Well, no, we don't want those."
Oh.
You know? And I mean, funny things happen all the time, and
Oh,
sometimes they just their families keep bringing flowers, so they don't really want too
yeah,
many, many,
that's
many
right. Yeah,
more.
yeah.
And on the holidays, when the church has the extra flowers,
Yeah, the
the
poinsettias and
poinsettias
yeah,
and the
lilies
Easter
and stuff. Yeah.
flowers, whatever's left over that no one took home with them, we try to take those into the shutouts and like we'll go to the assisted living places
True,
or we'll go
true.
to the nursing
Mm-hmm.
homes or whatever home
Mm-hmm.
wherever
Mm-hmm.
we can find
That's
someone
right.
that's
I think they really most of them anyway appreciate receiving the flowers,
yes.
right, from the
And
church.
they have we also as the nurturing committee were given a few names and periodically, well, for the holidays, obviously, but periodically through the year,
Yeah,
send them a thinking of you card or something.
cards and yeah, that's right. And that's
And
another yeah.
yes, and I do know that that some they do appreciate. I have gotten cards back from some of them
That's
that
right,
I've
isn't
been
it? Yeah,
sending.
that's right.
They'll
That's
send
right.
you a card,
Mm-hmm.
and back just saying it's so nice to hear from someone, and
That's right.
it's so it makes you feel like you're not doing much. I think I just said to my daughter yesterday, I feel like I should be doing more, but this is what I at this point can do.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I am not taking on a youth group in my 80s. Although I do like teenagers. I enjoy them. I run into them over where I'm living now a lot because there's a pizza place right there.
Oh, I
And
see, I
they're
see.
pretty fun.
Yeah,
They're
they're great.
funny to talk to. I don't talk for hours, but
Well, if you think of Moses when he was called at the age of
I
80.
don't know how he did that. Walk up that mountain. I
Uh,
can't even walk up the stairs much anymore.
that's right, yeah.
But
One last question I have is that uh, most of us have some kind of principles, if you will. I would call life principles to live by. And what, if you have, share.
my thing is, I hope I've taught them respect for other people. You don't have to like be their best friend, but respect people, strangers alike.
Yeah.
When you're out in
Respect
public,
people.
respect goes a long way.
Mm,
And I also hope, and I hope they understand and they pray. Prayer every day helps.
true.
I want them to get closer to the Lord. That's
Absolutely.
my prayer for them every day.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And that's basically the only two things I hope I can pass on and they can
To
remember.
our next generation too, right? But when you mention respect, we are living in time and age where we feel like not only they don't respect us, but a lot of them don't respect each other, right?
No, there is very little respect out there.
I know it's
No one, they've forgotten to teach children to respect people.
that's right.
That you're not a child. When you're a child, you're not an equal.
True, true.
I mean, let's face. I mean, you should respect a child. You should not
Mm,
try to knock them out of the way or
that's right.
treat them
Yeah, yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
But they really should give
The funny thing, I came from the Eastern culture,
right,
Korean culture, where we were taught to respect our elders, and from the very young.
right.
For example, public transportation, bus or train, we are seated, and there's someone older than you are in their 60s and 70s, 80s. You're supposed to yield your seat to, and that kind of thing going on. And I came to America, and I wanted to instill a little bit of respect, of elders and children's.
Right.
So in my Monmouth County church, Little Silver, we had a Advent dinner, Christmas dinner, and so people brought their food, and everybody lined up. At the time, I said, "Folks, tonight we're gonna have a little different way of just getting our food. we're going to let our elders first and children last. We did. People in their, senior citizens loved it.
I'm sure.
Parents of the kids hated it.
Oh.
I hear people saying that, oh, Pastor Chu should have never, let, our children wait. I said, oh, come on. So that was the only time I tried. Let kids learn, something about the
Somehow
elders.
children have become very important. They're supposed to be out front and important, and I don't know how that ever happened.
Well, it's okay, but, sometimes you need to respect elder, as you say.
They really need to.
Yeah.
When they're walking in the door of the store, don't try to push your way past somebody.
Okay.
I just did this last Thanksgiving. Had words with one of my great-grandchildren. I have an elevator. That's it's for 50s and older, and we have elevators. And the door opens, and even I stand back, and if somebody's getting off, I let them off first. Then I go in.
They just right in.
One of the boys, the door opened, he wanted to be first in, Well, of course, there was a person coming out, and she was all but knocked over, and she's like, whoa, and I said, Jackson, it's not done that way. You don't you rush in. You wait for someone to come off of there.
Sure.
I mean, it's like they don't have that, I wait a minute and let the person walk through, or
That's right.
There's just no respect. No, they don't think ahead. They don't think of anything but themselves, and I try to explain to my kids, you got to give other people a chance.
I know, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know what changed it. I think it could be parents or teachers at school don't teach those things, or even their social
schools don't teach that kind of stuff. No, there is no moral type.
Yeah, that's right. And when you're growing up, I think more lessons educated by the parents at home and the
There was
church.
a lot of morals in churches, and then also the schools had the right to. They had the right to punish you, not beat you, but they could punish you, and they also every day we had Bible prayer and
in school.
At school, right there in a public school. It was there.
Right.
One time I got into a little trouble in school during the year. I didn't do my work.
Oh yeah.
This is kind of a whole back to your childhood. My mother sent me to a Catholic summer school.
Okay.
And the teachers or the nuns, I don't know who was teaching it because I was too little and I only heard the story from my mother. They couldn't understand why I was there because I was having no problems with the work.
Oh.
And my mother sat me down and asked me. And I said, with Jesus standing right up there on the wall watching me, I have to do what I'm supposed to do.
You don't remember saying it, but
I don't remember. Mother told me that. Because later on in the years, I don't know, we were talking about something, and she said, "Oh, you remember the time when you went over to St. Rose?"
Man, perfect child. No, I could use the same analogy in our sanctuary here. Hey, folks, Jesus is watching you.
You're right. Right. But I mean, that was, but we had that. That was instilled. It was right from day that you were growing up.
That's right.
Even the Bible readings. I mean, they knew that there was other religions. No one ever said there was no other religion. So we stuck to the Old Testament that would fit with the Jewish teachings.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And that was what you were allowed to read from. Mostly we read Psalms.
Oh, I see.
And then we did the Lord's Prayer, and then we saluted the flag.
No, you're still talking about public schools,
Public school.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah.
How
and none of us actually grew up strange because we did that. They took it away because our religion, we were forcing religion on children or something.
That's right. We were so concerned about mass shootings in our America, almost like every week nowadays. But they were talking about gun control. The second thing is that better mental health.
Right.
And I said, how do we provide the better mental health besides, as you say, instill the fear of the Lord, that you shall not murder, you shall not steal, you shall but they don't do it, and just wondering what's wrong with our society.
You're just what you just said.
Yeah.
The other day I was looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't understand this shooting. Everybody knows the Ten Commandments. If you know nothing else, you know the Ten Commandments, and you
Yeah.
know thou shalt not kill.
But I'm afraid that some young generations, they're not really into, any kind of moral lessons, either from home
There's
or from media or from school or society.
There's nothing out there, no.
That's right.
The school has gone way far the other way. They're teaching things that children don't really need to know.
That's right. Even the teachers are afraid of saying something,
Wrong.
and somebody just sue you or something.
I know.
Oh boy.
It's,
I mean, when I was growing up in Korea, they ruled with a ruler.
oh, they always said that's what went on in the Catholic schools. The nuns carried a ruler and whacked their knuckles, but I didn't find that out when I went for that summer school.
That's right. Jesus
I just
is
had
watching.
Jesus sitting there watching me.
Oh man. Thank you so very much for your time today. And if you like to just say anything more to our people.
I think I've covered my whole. Hope I didn't sound like a crazy person, but
Oh no. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
No, it's a very simple life I live.
Yeah, I think I am very thankful for your life that you shared with people in the church in your young years as well as, grown-up years. I'm sure a lot of youngsters at the time benefited from your service.
I hope so. That's
Youth
one
group
thing
and Sunday school.
Yes. Girl Scout leader also. Yeah,
Oh,
throw
you
that
were?
in there.
That's right.
Had girls, I had to be a Girl Scout leader.
That's right.
But no, I always hope that too. I hope I made a difference with at least one.
Amen. Amen. I think you already did. Okay. Yes. Thanks. So, folks, this concludes our recording with Bev. Thank you very much for watching. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Beverlys.
Music is a very important part of my life. I enjoyed it. Going to choir school allowed you to have free piano lessons.
Wow. So you play the piano?
I played at it.